Well, good afternoon, my friends. This is Ernest Sears Jr., author of Detox Your Circle, coming to you again, once again on Saturday. I'm a little early today. Actually, it takes me several minutes to remember how to set up this live thing. And I've done this about 4 times, and every single time I still have to figure out how to do this. This time I'm going to write it down, so next Saturday won't be as challenging. But anyway, I have a lot to cover today. I got a download this morning. What I would typically say is I got a download during my meditation. But to be honest with you, I received this download upon awakening this morning. So when I got up, as I was waking up, and I typically, when I do get up in the morning, I don't just bounce out of bed like I used to when I was younger. When I was in my 20s and 30s and even 40s, once I get up, I would jump out of bed and I would just start my day right away without thinking. But these days, when I am coming out of sleep, emerging from sleep, and I'm waking up, I try to remember and recall what it is that I was dreaming, and try to sort of interpret it and understand what it is I'm supposed to learn from it. So this morning, in typical fashion, I began to get this download of just information about the energies that we are interacting with right now, just in the world. And there are some things that we are experiencing all together. There are some energies that are happening right now that we all are dealing with in common. What's up, Captain Dolor? Good to see you here. I appreciate you joining me. Hey there, Space Apache 2000. How's it going there? I have a lot of information to cover, and you'll be able to review this again once I'm done and see it from the very beginning. I see that someone wants to join in live. I am going to let you join in. I have a lot to cover, but I'm going to go ahead and let you join in, and let's chat a little bit before I get started. I'd love to see you. So here we go. We're waiting for Space Apache 2000 to come on. Oh well, that could work out. If you want to join in right now, we could chat for a couple of minutes. Here, let's do it. And he's about to join right now.
Okay.
Hey, my friend. How's it going?
Good. I just wanted to listen. I don't know what buttons I'm pushing.
Oh, okay. So when you press that button, that means this is going to happen.
Okay.
So from time to time, I actually think it's a great idea.
Okay.
To chat from time to time, and so that we can have a conversation, and I can kind of interview you. You can interview me in front of everybody. So whenever you want to do that,
Right.
I'm open to that.
I'll listen to you today. How about that?
Okay. Well,
Awesome.
as I'm talking, if there's something that you want to chime in on, come back on, and I'll bring you on if you have something that you move to say, because
Cool.
I trust your intuition, brother.
Right on.
I do.
It's good to see you, man.
Okay. Likewise. Excellent. So that's actually an amazing person that I met a couple of weekends ago in Sedona. Just completely beautiful on the inside and out. Just completely in tune, and I'm finding more and more that I'm meeting people like that in my life. They're coming to me because I'm drawing them in because of resonance. We have something in common. So a lot of times you'll know what's going on inside you by the people and things and situations that you automatically draw to yourself. So meeting him kind of let me know that I'm on the right track. So at any rate, there are about 6 different energies that we are all essentially dealing with and having to go through the rite of passage of right now. And I want to talk about each of those things right now. This is going to be a somewhat of a heavy message that I have. I have this bird coming to talk to me right now. And That's very cool. But I really want to get into this, and if questions occur to you, I would really love for you to type your questions in. There's a place if you scroll down where you can type your questions in, and I can see those, and I'll answer your questions. Um, if you are moved by something I'm saying and you want to say something, or you want to engage in a conversation with me, or a brief dialogue with me with regard to something I'm saying, please do not hesitate to join me. I would love that. I welcome that. Okay. But I know I'm going to be talking straight for at least 40 minutes today. I got a lot for you. Okay. So basically, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that we have some old structures and systems that are breaking down. If you've been paying attention, and if you're joining me, it's because we have something in common. We are becoming more and more aware of the energies that are happening around us. We're becoming more and more aware of the bigger picture of things and how they relate to us on an energetic level. And so when I say this to you, my audience, I know that if you don't understand it, I know that you're curious and you want to understand it. So right now, again, about the old structures and the old systems that are related to those structures, they're breaking down. We're entering a new age. Certain of these structures are breaking down, and these systems that were relying on those structures and benefiting from those structures are no longer working. They no longer have a purpose that's relevant. And so as a result of that, we are reacting, we are responding to the breakdown of these structures and systems that we have become so used to. All of our lives, these structures and systems of tradition and orthodoxy have really been the guideposts of our lives and how we conduct our lives. And so when those are breaking down, you can have a couple of different reactions. One reaction would be fear or anxiety, or of like, what am I going to do now? Or what's happening? The world's coming to an end. That's one type of response to the breakdown of these structures as we move into this new age. But the other response is, okay, my intuition has been letting me know that something like this was going to take place, and it's happening now. And I have faith that I am going to be led to make the right decisions, that my guides, my higher self, my ancestors, my guardian angels, source spirit is going to help me and lead me and guide me to the right decisions for my life. And so those are the two different types of responses and reactions to the breakdown of these structures. So you want to find yourself on the side where you're responding in a way that is life-affirming and positive, and not responding in a way where there is fear and there is like, okay, these things are breaking down. I'm holding on to them because I don't know what else is going to happen. The world is ending. Be careful which side you choose, because the people that are going to hold on for dear life to those old structures and systems are going to go the way of all things with those old structures and systems. If you want to be around and experience the new, the refreshing, you are going to have to let go of those things and have faith that what is to come is better and is going to allow you to unfold into the person that you're supposed to be. But if you hold on to those as they are coming down, being deconstructed and being dissolved, and you are going to go along with those things. You're going to have destruction in your life. You are going to go along with these things that are going away, these structures that are falling down. You're going to break down with them if you choose to hold on to them. Does that make sense? Really marinate in that and meditate on that. Very important that you choose the way you want to move into the next level of your life, because otherwise you're going to be forced to continue to repeat these old patterns that are connected to those old systems and old structures, and you are not going to experience true growth, true transformation. Okay, so that is the second energy. That second energy is your response to it. So we have structures and old systems that are breaking down. That's the first energy. The second energy is your response to those structures that are breaking down. The third energy is that There, over the past 5 years, there are things unconsciously and consciously that you have been building for yourself and for your world. There are projects, there are initiatives, there are downloads that you have had, there are inspirations that you have been acting on for the past 5 years that are in pre-manifestation mode. There are things that you have been creating and co-creating with yourself and others that are at a higher vibration that are in pre-manifestation mode. They are about to be manifest. So you need to be aware of this. If you are on Earth, this is what you've been doing for the past 5 years. Just because you're not aware of it doesn't mean you haven't been doing it. There are many things that we're creating unawares because many of us are not aware of our power. Many of us do not understand that we have the power to create with what we say, with what we think, and the emotions we attach to those things. We are creating. So you can do it either consciously or you can do it unconsciously. So whatever you've been building and creating over the past 5 years, and you need to write some of this stuff down so that you can reflect on it later, you have been building these things. And so they are coming to be manifest. So what needs to happen is that you are going to have to divest your thoughts, your energies, all of the things that you were focusing on inside you, everything that you had on those old structures and those systems that are going away. You're going to have to divest your energy from the old structures, from the old paradigms, from the old patterns, and reinvest them, redirect them towards the new that you have been co-creating. So reflect on what you are building. Reflect on the new that you are inspired to do and engage in, and that is where your energy needs to go now. Because now you are consciously a part of the new order. The new, I don't even want to say new order because people attach that negatively to New World Order, and I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about something new that is going to replace the old structures that you did not have a hand in building, right? So now what's happening is that those things that you had been focusing on for the past 5 years that are in pre-manifestation mode, they are now becoming manifest to the degree that you let go of the old structures and redirect your essence and your energy into the new things that you and those of your ilk, and I mean that in an energetic fashion, like you and I, we are of the same mind, of the same spirit, of the same energy, which is why I've attracted you. So those things that you are creating, those are the things that you need to redirect your energies to and away from the old structures. Are you following me? So that is the third energy that is happening. And understanding that whatever you've been creating over the past 5 years is about to manifest itself, but will only manifest itself to the degree that you divest your energies from the old structures to these new structures and systems that you are creating. Did you follow that? It's powerful. It's powerful. Write it down. It's big. Okay? The next energy is that, looks like I covered it. I covered 3 and 4. So 4 I have here is the redirecting of your own energies to things that are emerging, to things that are new, to things that are going to supplant and replace the old structures. So I covered 4. 5. 5 is going to be challenging. 5 has to do with letting go of attachments and identities to people that you have codependent relationships with, to situations that you identify yourself with. So these codependencies, to these attachments, to these identities that no longer serve you, no longer are relevant to who you are becoming. You have to let go of who you used to be. You have to let go of who you were associated with. And this is going to be, I think this may be challenging for you. Those things that you had been attached to, those people, which are really energies, and we'll talk more about energy that you've been codependent to, they've already gone. They're already gone. They're already gone. But guess what's happening? Out of the pattern that has such an entrenched groove in your nature, because you're so used to that pattern of codependency and attachment and identity with that person or those people or those situations, you are continuing to go to them through the motion of being with them, but they're not really there. Now they may be there in body, but they're not there in spirit and energy. Their energy is moved on to the next thing, but they are still there waiting for the codependency and the attachment to dissolve, because they're not there anymore. So understand that these energies, this energy right now that's happening with attachments and codependency with people, those people are no longer serving you. You're no longer serving them. They have already accomplished their mission with you. You've already accomplished or completed your contract with them. And it's time for you to kind of breathe in, a deep breathing, and then breathe out. Exhale that relationship, because it's already over. So this is going to be a hard and a rude awakening for many, I'd say most of us, because we have not yet come to the realization that those attachments and those codependencies and your identity with them has passed. It has grown out its usefulness. It has completed its mission, and it is no longer in a state of relevance to your life. So you are no longer going to be able to learn anything new. You're no longer going to be able to cultivate anything new inside yourself with that attachment, with that codependency, and with that identity. That's a hard pill to swallow. But what I'm learning about my connection to the sacred and the divine is that I'm here to give you guys horse pills. Like I would prefer to do very quick lives where I'm on here in and out in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like some of the other people do, but that is their purpose. Their purpose is to give you a quick word and move on. That's not how I'm made. I go deep, and they go deep too, okay? But the way that I do it, it's going to take time for me to get everything out that has come down, okay, or it has come through. So I'm going to be on here for like 40 minutes just about every time I do it, which is why I only do it once a week. But to reiterate, this fifth energy is about you understanding and coming to the reckoning and recognition that your codependencies, your attachments, and your identity with those things is over. It's gone. And you have to go through the process of breathing it out, of exhaling it and letting go. And remember not to assign judgment to it as right or wrong. It's not about that person being right and you being wrong. It's not about that person being wrong and you being right. You get to a point spiritually and energetically that you realize there's really nothing right or wrong. It's all energy and how you interact with it for your development, for the cultivation of your destiny, and to your contribution to the human collective. That's what it's all about. That's what's happening here on Earth. And when you get to the point where you realize it's all about alignment, then your life is going to have a lot more meaning. You're going to see the message, and you're going to see the gift in everything, even in disappointments and challenges and failures. You're going to see the lesson. You're going to understand that the only way to that abundance that you're trying to tune into is through the gauntlet of that failure you have to go through. It is how you stamp your ticket to get that abundance. You have to go through some challenges and through the dark night of the soul to get there. And we have to get to the point where we are brave and courageous and understanding ourselves to the point to realize that it's okay to go through some difficulty, knowing that, it's like a heartbeat. Your whole life is a heartbeat. It's these peaks and these troughs and ups and downs, and as you go through this roller coaster, you are growing, you are expanding, you are unfolding and unpacking everything that's inside you, which is in itself a kind of infinity and a universe. Okay, so that was number five, which I it's really, really big. And you have to let those things go, because as you let them go and let those things go downstream, okay, then what's happening is that you're making room for new, more appropriate, more congruent, more relevant, beneficial, transformational relationships that are going to take you to that next level, to that next height of your development. Okay. Okay. I think that's enough on number five. Number six. Number six has to do with getting to a point where you realize that you have to achieve a level of mastery over yourself. You have to achieve a level of mastery over your energies. You are made up of a combination of energies that uh, is your fingerprint, your blueprint in the universe. So you have to begin to realize that it is your duty to understand yourself and understand the medicine, understand the contribution that you make potentially to the human collective. So how do you master your energies and your interaction with other energies? You're going to have to go ahead and figure out how to fit into your life some spiritual practices. You are going to have to meditate. You're going to have to enroll in a yoga class or read up on yoga or look at some videos on yoga. You may need to learn about Reiki and understand about healing energies and how to discern different energies and how do you line them up. Get with a Reiki master, get a Reiki master certification, befriend a Reiki master. I have. Um, you may need to learn Tai Chi. I remember in the 80s when I was in college, Tai Chi was kind of in fashion, and I would see often people standing around in the morning going like this, like you've seen in videos, the Chinese. But basically, that kind of movement and dynamic understanding of energies is kind of a metaphor of what we are doing in the spiritual plane, on the energetic plane. And so learning Tai Chi, it just puts you more in tune with energies and seeing through people, seeing through the situation, transcending your five senses and being able to understand that there's a sixth sense that everybody has that needs to be cultivated. We are now in a day, in a time, in an age where we must cultivate our sixth sense. Because in order for us to move away from our higher than this dimension, then we cannot limit ourselves to the five senses anymore. Let that sink in. We're moving into a new age, people. And so it's not enough to just rely on the five senses. That's surviving. That's survival mode. When it is all about, I gotta eat, I gotta sleep, um, I gotta have sex. I gotta, these things that feed our five senses and feed our sense of survival. We must rise above survival mode, which are the base vibrations, and move into thriving, move into awareness of energy, move into spirituality, move into our connection to the sacred and the divine, which is going to reveal our connection to each other. Because as we realize that it's all energy, ergo we're all energy, ergo we're all one. It takes a while to get to the point where you see that on a consistent and daily basis, where your life, your interaction, your dreams, your thoughts, your emotions now are have as a part of them an understanding and a certainty that we're all one. And that happens as you begin to realize and focus on energy and realize that that is what is holding everything together. Okay. All right. So did I leave anything out? Okay, I'm going to read what I wrote down this morning because I think the way I said it is in a way that's going to allow you to like really get it. So all of life is energy, and until you recognize and accept this, you are missing out on the power and the utility gained in working along with the energies and the weather. And I don't mean just the weather that we see. I mean the weather that's far out, cosmological weather, like what's really happening in the long count, not the short count, not the daily count, not the 24 hours, not the year, but epochs and ages. What's happening in the long count, thousands of years, millions of years. You can connect to the different cycles that are happening in the long count as you begin to understand energy and how we interact with it. So working along with the energies that surround and engulf all of us. These energies are a part of us, and we are a part of them, which means we must grapple with and accept that we are a part of each other, which is a really big realization. And as we, as a human collective, as more and more of us gain the certainty that we're all connected, there is a tsunami, an avalanche, a deluge of high vibration and light that is just going to take over. And when I say take over, it's the fact that we're all going to be on the same page in terms of what life is all about and why we're here, it's going to it's going to really lock us into this new age. And when I say new age, I mean an age where there is more of an understanding of oneness and love, where people are really going to live in a fashion that reflects what life is about, reflects a connection to the divine, a connection to nature, and understanding that we are no better than the tree, that the birds are just as wonderful as we are, and we are a part of this natural vista that surrounds us. We are part of it. We are just as natural as a tree. We're just as natural as the birds and the bees. The humans are, we live here too. We came from this too. And as we connect with it, we're going to be more in tune with source, with spirit, and with each other. Okay? So that's what's at stake. And that is most of what I had to cover today. I feel like I got through everything much more quickly than I thought I was going to. So all of this means that the proverbial veil that people have been talking about, the veil is lifting, and this is the definition of the veil lifting. It's when we begin to uncover the superficial layer of what we perceive with the five senses and get to what is underneath it. Get to the crux of the matter, the root of existence, the root of life, the root of love, the root of our commonality is what's happening. And so it's no longer about doing the same things and being the same things. That's over. The patterns have to go. We have to transcend those patterns and become conscious creators and co-creators. What we define as God, as spirit, as source, we are made in that same template. So we are creators, whether conscious or unconscious. So the idea is to become more conscious of being a creator, okay? And so do something, be something different is my message. It's time to be different. Let go of everything that you used to be or you used to do. Okay? That is everything I have for you today. If you want to continue this conversation with me, go ahead to my Dream Coach account. It is dream_coach. In the profile, you will find a link where you can schedule time with me. I would love that. If you would like to engage me just in DMs, feel free to send me questions, send me comments, or if you want to have a conversation, we can do that. If you're interested in joining me live right now, I'm certainly open to being on live with you and to viewing any questions that you might have. I would love to be able to answer those questions or engage in a dialogue with you. I think it's important also to begin to read, to learn a little bit more about energy, learn a little bit more about the universal laws that govern everything. I recommend the Kyballion, which is spelled Kyballion. You can find the book on Audible. You can find it on Amazon. You can probably listen to a lot of it on YouTube. I recommend it. It talks about the universal laws and what governs everything, what governs energy, what governs the patterns that we find ourselves enmeshed in. That's a really good book. There's lots of other books, but I think that one is more along the lines of kind of what I'm covering today. So again, it is just my pleasure. It feels so wonderful, and it makes me feel so alive to be able to share with you the things that are on my heart and the things that I even talk to my coaching clients about. If you're looking for a coach, I'm not a therapist. I am not a therapist, but I am a coach. And what a coach does is a coach gets to know you, understand what motivates you, gets an idea of what your desires are for your life. And I begin to ask questions that allow you to come to your own conclusions about what you need to do next in your life. I am a relationship strategy coach. I'm a lifestyle design coach. Um, there are other things that I do in my professional life, but if you want to know more about that means that we would have a relationship where I would share those things. But I'm certainly open to coaching, and I very much enjoy that, and you get a lot of fulfillment out of it. As you might imagine, there's a whole lot more to me than what you are seeing here in this life. There's a lot more in terms of the tools that I use to help guide others to their optimal destiny and their calling. And I welcome you to join me, and I welcome you to seek me out. But in the meantime, I will see you next Saturday at 2 p.m. with hopefully another download. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Bye-bye.